My name is Jamie Willett. I'm a consultant with Encryption Consulting, and today we're going to be discussing how you, as an enterprise admin, can use CodeSign Secure in conjunction with Applocker to lock down client machines on your network and protect your network and customers and clients from malicious files, executables, and scripts using the features built into Windows in the form of Applocker. CodeSign Secure is a full-function automated code signing system that allows you to code sign files that you are using, be it for internal use in your company, programs and scripts produced by other organizations, or programs that you have written or scripts that you have written to automate workloads. Applocker allows you to prevent the use of applications, scripts, and executables that have not been signed by a trusted publisher. By leveraging Applocker, you can ensure that only those files that you have signed or that have been signed by another trusted publisher can be used by your client machines. You can, of course, make exceptions for certain groups of users like administrators who you want to be able to run any applications necessary. Let's create a new certificate. We will call this certificate Demo Cert, and we'll write a short description. We're going to set the date on which the certificate should start being active and the date on which the certificate will no longer be in use. General practice is a year for each certificate's lifetime. We'll then specify our organization unit, in our case dev, and a common name. Remember that your common name should be a single word with no special characters or symbols, or that it will not be accepted. Country code for the United States is US, not United States. And locality will refer to the city at which your company is located. We can also specify an email for who will be administrating this certificate. And we can specify the algorithm we wish to use. This key renewal feature will specify whether we automatically renew the key and certificate when the time comes, keeping the same certificate name working, but requiring any files that you're using. Once we have created our certificate, we can then sign a file. A signed file will have information tied to it in the form of its signature, demonstrating that it has been signed by your organization. If we want to enforce a group policy using the feature of Windows Applocker, we can go to Edit Group Policy to do so. We will need a sample file. In this case, I have already signed this helloworld.appx file. Once we have this sample file, we can feed the information from the certificate, such as the publisher, the OU, and other information stored in the certificate that we just filled out, into Microsoft's Applocker. We can then set how strict of a policy we want to enforce. So let's take a look at that process. Under Security Settings, there is a Application Control Policies folder. In here, we can see Applocker. If we want to set a rule for packaged apps, we can do so by hitting right-click and using Create New Rule. As we navigate through the wizard, we will be able to set any users or groups that this permission applies to. In this case, we're allowing the permitted files to run. We could also set specific publishers that we don't trust, and instead of keeping a running list of publishers that we do trust. Next, we're going to need to select our package that we have signed as a reference. We're going to choose a packaged app installer to reference. And in this case, we're going to use this Hello World APPX from our desktop. Here you can see that our information, such as our locality, country code, state, organizational unit, and certificate name are included. If part of this we did not want to include, we could instead generate a certificate without this information. But in this case, we want the publisher line to match, as this is proof that it was signed by the certificate that we trust and not by some other certificate. We can specify, in addition, if we only want certain packages to be usable. So this line unit would allow us to make it so that any Hello World APPX package with this publisher would be trusted. However, this would also include future versions. However, if we wanted to restrict this, we could instead set the package version exactly. Let's set it to publisher, as this is what makes the most sense for our application here. We want things signed by our organization to be trusted, whether they be files that we originally wrote or files that were generated by Microsoft or some other trusted publisher that we want to be runnable by every user on the system. We can then hit the next button and add any exceptions. So if we had a specific package that we had signed that we didn't want the average user to be able to use, but we wanted a more advanced user to be able to use, we could do so here. We can then name the rule and create the rule. You can then see the rule has been created here. And in order to get this functioning, we would also need to create a rule to deny packages that were not signed by this publisher. This concludes our tutorial on how to use Microsoft's Applocker with CodeSign Secure to create a group policy that will protect your organization from dangerous executables that are not trusted. Keep in mind that this is a rather locked down setup and may not be the right approach for you. However, if you are sure that you want to use Applocker, this is a great way to make use of it.